Hello and welcome back to another quick term for APUS history. Today we're going to be quickly discussing chattel slavery. For more on this term, you can check out my longer video 2.60 if you would like more information. But here is your basic definition. The legal definition regarding Africans in the British colonies, where the enslaver has absolute control and ownership, and enslaved and their children were considered property. So what we see with this word is that chattel is akin to cattle, and both words have a common root word. So really aligning human property with animal property. A Virginian in the 1700s or late 1600s stated, "These two words, Negro and slave, have by custom grown homogeneous and convertible." So as this system of chattel slavery was institutionalized, the racial component of slavery was much more established. So prior to 1670, there were some early laws that began to institutionalize the system of slavery. But prior to 1670, the number of enslaved Africans was still quite low, and so there wasn't as much of a need. And in fact, there was more autonomy and ability for Africans to eventually obtain a free status or potentially own property. And so, as you can see, as the time gets closer to 1670, there's going to be more and more laws that are passed that do discriminate against Africans in the colonies. One significant moment that changed was the Stoner Rebellion. And the Stoner Rebellion happened in 1739. However, other rebellions at the same time against the system of chattel slavery began to create new restrictions, new actual laws, a codification of slavery and institutionalization that prevented free movement, prevented Sundays as a day for Africans to work for themselves. It banned giving freedom, forbid gatherings, forbid interracial marriage, all of those things. So there's going to be all these laws that begin to be passed. And the Virginia governor in 1723 said, "Only by fixing a perpetual brand upon free Negroes and mulattoes, by excluding them from the great privilege of a freeman, could they be taught that a distinction ought to be made between their offspring and the descendants of an Englishman, with whom they were never to be accounted equal." So really, the institutionalization, the formalization of the system of chattel slavery begins to codify the racial attitudes of white people in America at the time. So what's the significance of this term? Well, the system will be institutionalized throughout all of the British American colonies, but is most enforced in the Southern. It increases as the number of enslaved Africans increase. Due to this system, there will be widespread loss of autonomy for Africans and a deliberate efforts to strip humanity away from enslaved persons. And so Africans will use both covert and overt, so obvious or undercover methods to resist this system. So I hope that video was helpful for you, and if so, please like and subscribe.